Alright, hey everybody, my name is Shadow and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. So last week we put 5 plasma accelerators on the Python in order to determine whether that was in fact a myth or if that did in fact achieve legendary status, and it turned out to be the latter. It was really good. So it was so good that you guys wanted to see that on a Fer-de-Lance. And I do too. I want to see that on the Fer-de-Lance too. So let's jump into the outfitting screen and let's take a look at what we have on this Fer-de-Lance. Just going through this really quickly, we have our A4 plasma accelerator, which is our huge hardpoint, and that's mounted under the ship. And then we have 4 C2 plasma accelerators in our medium hardpoints. And just like on the Python, I have grouped 3 of them together and then 2 of them into another group, because I feel like that'll help minimize the heat output. That seemed to work really well in the Python. So I think taking something that works and packing it in here will work pretty well. So we'll go through the rest of the loadout pretty quickly. Pretty standard stuff. We have the kill warrant scanner. We have 1 shield booster because the Fer-de-Lance, unlike the Python, has an A6 power plant rather than an A7. So we don't have a lot of power available, but I am really impressed with the power management that the Fer-de-Lance has. Because, I mean, 5 plasma accelerators and all this other stuff on the ship, and we're only at 25.66 megawatts out of 25.2 available, and all we've had to do to compensate for that little extra power draw is turn off our cargo hatch. So yeah, not bad overall. So what else do we have? We have the A5 thrusters, A4 frame shift, A4 life support, A6 power distributor, A4 sensors, A5 shields, and we also have an A4 shield cell bank, which is activated, but since we have A5 shields, I'm not actually sure how well an A4 shield cell bank is going to work out, but if we have to use it, I guess we'll find out. So that's pretty much the entirety of this build. So why don't we actually just take this thing out and see how these 5 plasma accelerators actually stack up against the 5 plasma accelerators that we put on our Python. Here we go. Okay, so here we are at our testing ground, the hazardous resource extraction site in 109 Pisceum. Let's do this. Let's test out these plasma accelerators on, well, maybe on this Imperial Clipper right here. It isn't a 3-3 wing, so we'll have to watch it. But it looks like it's just a couple of Vipers with it. Oh, but we have some other ships approaching, and it looks like we have an Anaconda or 2. Okay, and this one's under attack. 3-3 wing. What about this one? And this one is by itself. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna scan this Anaconda, and then we're gonna engage it while it's engaged with these other ships. Because really, all we're trying to do is gauge how much damage these plasma accelerators are going to do. So here we go. I'm somewhat less impressed than on the Python for some reason. Although they do seem to be building up less heat. I think that was about 30% there. Okay, 39%, 72%. Our huge plasma accelerator and our 2 medium plasma accelerators are actually building up less heat than 3 large plasma accelerators, so that's a plus. On the downside, 1 huge and 2 medium seem to do way less damage than just 3 large. So it seems like we're building up somewhere in the neighborhood of 30% heat. About 38% heat whenever we fire the 3, and about 20% when we fire the 2. Oh, wait, contacts. Okay.
Scan detected.
Spaghetti monster. Okay. Let's see. Spaghetti monster's hull is down to 38%. It's going to be interesting trying to take out his wingmen with these cannons after we dispatch this ship. Now on the upside, the smaller amount of heat generated by this configuration of weapons means that we can fire them way more often. And they are doing an alright amount of damage. The amount of damage in one go does not really stack up to the amount of damage that we saw with the Python, but it's not bad. I'm definitely not complaining about it. Is it achieving legendary status so far? Not so much. Not as much as the Python, but I am happy with it. Let's see. Okay. Well, that was pretty good. It's doing good against this Imperial Clipper. If we can actually hit it. So it does a good amount of damage for one hit. And the heat is much more manageable than on the Python, so I do have to give it marks for that. It does less damage, but it builds up way less heat, like way less. Okay, so here's a good test. How effective is this against a smaller, maneuverable ship? Let's see. Well, we hit it. Okay, look at that. Shields down and 40% hull damage to that thing in one hit. Okay, now this is the shortcoming here, is that this ship is fast, and we actually have to aim, and it's kind of hard to hit. Yeah, this is very ineffective against smaller ships like this, I have to say. And we didn't test this out against a lot of smaller ships in the Python, but I would imagine it's just as ineffective. Yeah, this is really a bitch. I can't hit that thing at all. Even up close like that. So this is definitely a big weakness for the plasma accelerators. Okay, finally managed to hit it. So the large one and the medium ones, 40% damage to a Viper Mark IV in one hit. Okay, now we've got a Federal gunship up here. So we're gonna wait until the chaff clears. Then we're gonna scan it. Okay, scanned. So now let's see what these do against a gunship. Didn't quite take its shields down in one hit. Alright, they're doing alright. So it seems like firing the 3 group is not a thing that we can do like 2 times consecutively very easily. That seems to build up quite a lot of heat to like a dangerous level. Alright, so that was pretty good. Let's see if we can find 1 or 2 more ships here. Okay, a vulture, here we go. Oh, and that was actually a 3-3 wing. I did not pay attention. Okay, well, it's probably time to retreat right now, because I can't hit that vulture for crap, and there are 3 ships attacking me at the moment. So here we go, let's get out of here. Okay, so we saw some advantages with the 5 plasma accelerators on the Fer-de-Lance, but we also saw some significant disadvantages with the plasma accelerators on this ship. We also saw that it was really, really difficult to hit a smaller fighter like a Viper Mark IV. Now that's not actually something we tested with the Python. I would guess that it probably has the same disadvantage, but that's definitely a point against this build. So, yeah, overall, it was fine. It performed fine. But is it as legendary as the Python was? I'm going to have to say no. This was not as good. So, let me know what you guys thought down in the comments. Let me know if you have a different opinion. But yeah, I'm going to have to say that the Fer-de-Lance just did not measure up to expectations there. And that's probably going to be the end of this video. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.